one thing about me, you're gonna get what you get. Respectfully, you can go, because this is me and I love myself. Nothing will change if nothing changes. What is up, you guys? Welcome to another video. When you see me sitting here, we talking all things leveling up, changing your life, and just becoming the highest version of yourself that's possible. Your dream girl, your dream self. And today's topic is obviously going to be about becoming the main character in your life, but this is not from the viewpoint of you trying to get validation and attention from other people, especially men. It just makes me cringe. We're not doing it for other people. We're doing this for ourselves. I don't think people understand and realize how literally becoming the main character of your life can upgrade your life in such a sense. And if you clicked on this video, you already are the main character of your life. This video is just going to help you to actually feel like it, and it's going to change the way that people around you treat you, the people around you view you, how you treat yourself, and how you view yourself in your own life. And that's the most important thing. It's about you and how you ultimately feel about your life. What everyone else has going on, what everyone else thinks about you, it doesn't matter. And the reason why you've been playing small for so long, kind of putting yourself on the back end, you know who you are and you know that you do this. If you're that one girl who's like, you have this group of friends, or even if you are in an environment where there's other people around you, and you have things that you want to say, you have things that you want to do, but you suppress your most authentic self because you're afraid of being seen. Whether this happened to you as like a child where you were being your own goofy self and someone says something, this has literally made you just take a step back and not even express yourself fully and be who you know that you really are. And I hate this for a lot of people. And it not only does it come from a place of you fear to be seen, but you also fear what other people think. And that's so, I don't want to say stupid, but now that I'm on like this journey, it's the craziest thing ever to even give two about what anyone else thinks. I think that so many of us get caught up in, what are they going to think if I do this? What are they going to, who cares? Most people literally are wishing that they had the guts to act like this is their world and everybody else is just living in it. And the reality of it is, and that is what it is. Like, you have to start and go on this journey from a place of, you know what, I want to feel different about my life. I want to experience life in a different way. I want to show up as myself authentically in the highest version of me. And that's what becoming the main character of your life really means. Like, to me, that's what it is. I think that so many of us have been living life on like autopilot and just going with the flow, kind of just being a background character of our own lives. And if that is you and that's something that you have been doing for the longest time, I really want you to know that you have everything that you need to completely rewrite the script. You don't need to go and look for anything externally. You have it all inside of you already. Everything you need to actually like step into this role of like, I'm the main character, I'm that girl, this is my life, good things are happening for me. You have it already. Creating a life and living this life that you know is in alignment with everything that you truly want, everything that you feel like you really deserve, it's not that hard. And it's that life that you want and the life that you dream of is not that far apart from where you are now. And I think that using like this main character energy and this that girl energy is one way that you can help bridge the gap between that. So how do you exactly become the main character of your life? I'm going to break this video down into several actionable steps that you can actually take today and apply to your life today. Because of course I can sit here and ramble about how you should not be in the background of your life anymore, about how you should be able to express yourself authentically and show up as your highest and most, you know, true self. But if I don't tell you how, then there's just no point of it. Like, I'm just going to be rambling. I feel like I had this period where, and I think the people around me also could tell and could see, and I know we go through these points of like growth and just becoming a new person and just becoming more mature, but I had these periods, and it was back when I first started my YouTube channel, because I remember my friend kept telling me, like, we were freshly friends, so she kind of like I don't even know how to explain it, but when we first became friends, I think I was just so goofy and just my spirit was just so light and big, and I just was so happy, and just, I don't know what it was, but I'm always like, how do I get back to that? How do I get back to like that point in life where I didn't care what anyone thought? I literally would just show up as me every single day, and she would always tell me like, you need to start a YouTube channel. Like, you're hilarious. This is what she will always tell me. Like, something about my energy, something about my aura just gave that other people need to experience it and see it. And she's the reason why I started this YouTube channel. But I say all that to say that, like, during that point in my life, I didn't care what anyone thought about me. I would do the most randomest, goofiest, just carefree things. Like, I was my most carefree self. I was literally the main character of my life. Like, I didn't care what anyone thought. And now that I'm getting back to that, to where it's just like, oh, I don't care about what other people think. I think that is really important to share that with you guys, because once you get to that point, I think things in life just get so much more enjoyable and easier, and you're really in like this era of just like, life is good. And that's just where I wanted to get back to, because I got away from that for so long. And now I'm getting back to like that feeling. I think that the first and very most important thing you need to do when you are trying to become the main character of your life, because the reality of it is, if you don't feel like you're the main character of your life right now, there are certain things that need to change. And of course, for me, the biggest thing is going to be your mindset. So the first topic that we're going to get into is that you need to define your values, and you need to define what truly is important to you. What do you want to get out of life? You need to reflect on like what matters to you most. For me, just waking up every day and loving the life that I have, genuinely. I think these affirmations and these things that we tell ourselves we need to say, I'll actually like feel it. What will make you feel that way? Like, what values do you have in life, and what things do you value most? For me, it's literally just waking up, being around family, and just genuinely being grateful for life, excited about life. There were so many points in my life where I would wake up just so excited about life in the day. That's what I value most. Not just going and just like doing what everyone else is doing and kind of living life on autopilot. Like, I don't want that for me. I was doing that for a while, and I kind of had to snap myself back out of it. Like, that's not what I want. I don't want to live like that for the next 40, 50, 60 years. So that's one of my highest values right now. And I would suggest that you write down a list of your values, things that are important to you, how you want your life to feel. Write these things down and get super, super, super clear on them, because this is going to help you actually get up every day and feel like you're the main character. Step 2 in becoming the main character of your life is going to be setting very, very, very clear intentions. I know that I mentioned this in almost every single one of my videos, but I can't stress enough how this changes how you go about your day-to-day. And I did, last week was like a tough week for me. For some reason, I wasn't journaling. I wasn't writing down my to-do list every day. And it's like, when you get away from something that is helping you and benefiting you in the long run, things don't feel right. You don't feel at ease. Your days aren't going the way they are. Things are not going smoothly. It only takes about 4 to 5 minutes to just every single morning, even if it's just in your notes on your phone, you have to be intentional with yourself. If you are actually trying to become the main character of your life, this has to be something that you are doing intentionally, and you're making it your business to do it every single day. So write down at least 5 to 10 intentions every single morning, and you're going to find yourself naturally doing these things daily. Like, naturally, I used to write today I intend to feel grateful about life. Now I just find myself naturally, I could be standing in line at Ralph's or something, and I'm just thanking God that I'm here. So once you get used to this and becomes a thing, it will start to feel more and more natural. But in the beginning, you have to be very, very, very intentional. So if one of your biggest goals is to actually feel like you enjoy the life that you're living, and you have created your dream life by being that main character and having that main character energy, you need to be intentional about it. And just by writing out and telling yourself throughout the day, even if it's just quietly and you're whispering to yourself, like, I'm the main character of my life. I'm creating the life of my dreams. Like, this is my life. Like, actually, I have the power to change anything that I want to change at any moment, at any time. You need to be talking to yourself in this way. And I think writing this down starts that. Like, that's the little, you know, when you start writing it down, you'll find it easier to talk to yourself throughout the day, even if it's just in your mind. But it becomes easier to where things are happening, things are not going your way, and you take a step back and be like, you know what? I'm the main character. I have the power and, you know, the ability to change anything that I don't like about my life, because you actually do. And the fact that so many people are just on autopilot, living in like these mundane, having like these little mundane, boring days that they aren't enjoying. They don't feel excited or happy about life. I honestly don't think that so many people realize you have the power to change it. And sometimes it is going to take some time, because we've been living the same way that we've been living now, if you're unhappy with your life, for all this time. Like, if you just think about it, you've been living like this for what, 15, 16, 20 years almost. And it's not just going to take one day for you to wake up and be like, you know what, I love my life. If all this time you've not been loving your life, you haven't been feeling like the main character. You have to do it day by day, and you have to keep doing these things. So many people give up in the beginning and start to feel like, you know what, I'm just gonna go back to my old habits, my old ways, and then wonder why they wake up one day 50, 60 years old and realize you've done nothing that you actually wanted to do, nothing that fulfilled you, nothing that made you happy. And that's the most important thing that I want you to get from this video. If you are right now, you're unhappy, or you're in a place where it's like you're not satisfied with what you're getting out of life, you know exactly what you need to do to get yourself from that place and start living a life that is closer to your dream life, and a life that makes you happy and that aligns with your core values, your bigger life goals, and things that where you wake up every single day. And yeah, things are gonna happen. Of course, you're gonna have those days, but the bigger picture is that I'm grateful for where I am now, and I'm grateful that I had the power to put myself here. Like, that's the bigger picture to me. So step 2, become intentional with your goals. Every single day you need to be intentional about where you're going and how you're showing up for yourself in the highest way possible. Step number 3, which I of course, you know, foreshadow in the beginning of this video, which is being authentic. Authenticity is so rare these days. I don't know if that's the word, but so many people are just doing what the next person is doing. So many people are just, it's become a whole nother level of you being inspired to where it's just like, I'm gonna say, act, dress, and do everything that this person is doing. And you wonder why you're not happy. You wonder why you don't feel like the main character, because you aren't even being your own self. We have our beliefs. We have different beliefs than everyone else. And I think just because someone else doesn't agree with what you believe, or someone else doesn't believe with how you do your hair, how you dress, how you do your makeup, that doesn't mean that you just stop doing it. If that's what makes you happy, that's what makes you feel alive, and that's what makes you feel like that girl, you need to keep doing it, because that's what makes you you, and that's what makes you authentic. And that is just like, I just love authentic people. I love people that can just show up as themselves and don't care about what anyone thinks, like regardless of what their parents think, of what their friends think, their boyfriend. Like, one thing about me, you're gonna get what you get, because I know that I'm always working on myself to show up as my highest self. So if you don't like the way I talk, you don't like the way I dress, you don't like the way I wear my hair, you don't like the little jokes I make, you don't like how goofy I am, respectfully, you can go, because this is me and I love myself. And once you get to that point, you find it so much more easier to be authentic. And that's why I always say, and I stress that, like, falling in love with yourself, and I mean like really, really loving every aspect of yourself, because even though you aren't where you want to be, that doesn't mean that you can't love yourself. But when you make it a priority to practice loving yourself, loving on yourself, the way you talk, the way you act, the way you look, being more authentic is going to come so much more natural, and you start to not give a F about what everyone else thinks about you. It's like, who cares? I love me. I love who I am. And genuinely, I can say that right now. Like, I love who I am right now. I'm in love with myself. And no matter how vain, how conceited it might sound, when you get to this place, you are truly the main character. You are putting yourself on this pedestal. Instead of putting everyone else on a pedestal around you and dumbing yourself down and dimming your light, you start to put yourself on that pedestal. Like, you know what? I love who I am. And when you start to get to that point, you start to be more authentic. You start to, when you want to say something, as long as you're not harming anyone or making anyone feel bad, but the things that you know you want to say or act or do, but you hold back because you have this fear of being seen. You have this fear of being, you know, looked at in a different way. Once all that goes away and you actually fall through with it day by day, that's you showing up as your most authentic self. And that's the biggest part in becoming the main character of your life. You have to find ways each and every day. If this is one thing that just scares the shit out of you, I recommend that every single day you do one thing that scares you. One thing that resonates with you that also scares you, but that it's a goal of yours. And you're going to find yourself being more authentic and just being yourself. And I can honestly say, when I started doing that's when things actually started to change for me. I can say that. I also didn't mention we are now at 10K. So if you have been here for the last couple of weeks, months, years, I love you for that, and I'm so grateful and thankful. I'm also at 10K on one of my business pages, but I say all that to say that when I started being more authentic and I started talking about topics and doing voiceovers and just speaking about things that I felt deeply about, and I can say that for the longest time, I'm like, what the hell are people gonna think if I start talking about manifestation? If I start talking about living your dream life and becoming your dream self? Like, what are people gonna think? Like, people are gonna think like she's crazy, or what is she talking about? And once I realized that, like, the things that I'm doing where I have to show up as my authentic self, like in order to speak about these topics, I have to be transparent, I have to talk about these things, and ultimately I have to be myself, because I'm talking about things that resonate with me. And whether you believe it or not, in most of my content and my videos, I'm also talking to myself. So when I got to that point, that's when the growth started happening. And if you are wondering why you feel so stuck, or why you feel like nothing is working out, or things are not going the way you want them to be, I really suggest you to take a step back and ask yourself, like, am I being authentic? Like, am I being my real self? Am I doing things that make me happy? Am I talking in the way that is real and authentic for me, to myself? And really get clear on that. And things will probably start to change. When it's scary at first, and immediately when you start to feel that fear, that's when you need to do it. Whatever it is, that's the step in being authentic. When you feel that weird kind of like, you feel it. Like, I don't know how to say it, but you feel it. And I felt it when doing these videos, and it's like, damn, should I say that, or should I mention that? And it's like, when you do that, say it, do it, whatever it is, whatever that looks like for you. I hope I'm making sense. But becoming authentic and showing up every day as your authentic self is going to be the game changer. And I promise you that is when I started to see so much growth in my life. And that's when I started to see, like, this little shift. Like, you know what? I'm actually helping people. Like, people are actually finding value from me, from just showing up as myself and speaking on topics that I feel deeply about. And also, when you learn to show up as your true self, you start to attract so many people, different people, so many opportunities into your life that truly are aligned with who you are. And I have been meeting so many people, random people. Like, this has never happened to me before, but I've been like in Target, in the 99-cent store, pumping gas. And it's just like, I would like to say that I'm an introvert and that I'm very shy, but like, I'm actually having very long conversations with these strangers, meeting, making new connections. And it's just like, just by being yourself, like, it's so weird, and I can't stress it enough, but start showing up as you fully and wholeheartedly, no matter how weird people may think you are, no matter how goofy people may think you are. It doesn't matter, it's you. Leading me on to action step number 4, which is, you guys know I'm all for action, and I think that nothing will change if nothing changes. And you have to start changing. Like, whatever it is, if your ultimate goal is to start feeling better about your life, start feeling that you are the main character, there are certain things that you are going to have to change, and there are certain things that you do need to do differently. And the biggest thing, I feel like, is change the way that you're thinking. If you change your thoughts, you're automatically going to start changing the way you speak. And once you start changing the way you speak, you're going to start changing the way you act. It's literally like a domino effect. And start in the morning. Don't even allow negative thoughts to creep into your head. When you wake up, you say, I expect good things to happen to me today. I am the creator of my life. I am the main character. I am that girl. Whatever it is you need to tell yourself to get yourself hyped up and to go out and to take inspired action, you need to do that. And when you put something on your intentional, action to-do list every single morning, like I told you just a few minutes ago, prior to this tip, when you start putting things on your to-do list, you need to make it a habit to get things done. And if just saying, like, one of my goals is to be the main character of my life, but you have things that you need to do that's going to make you feel that way. So if that's going to the gym, if that's doing your makeup every day, doing your hair every day, don't just say that, I'm going to go to the gym for 20 minutes. You say, I am a person who enjoys working out. My body loves when I work out. My body loves when I move. I got this tip from the book Atomic Habits if you haven't read it. But you have to change your self-identity in order to start taking these actions and to make it easier to take actions. So now I try to remind myself, like, I live in a body that loves to move. I live in a body that loves to lift weights, that loves to do cardio. And it's so much easier. Like, it's hard for me to miss a day of the gym now when you start to become this person who has this certain body type or has this certain mindset. That person does certain things. They've done certain things to get there, with the exception of some people and their insane genetics. But most people who have worked hard for their body and to be in a good, healthy mind and, you know, a healthy body, most people who have done that, they take certain actions. And when you shift from a person of like, you know what, no, I'm eating healthy now, to no, I'm a healthy person. Like, actually, I am this person who does these things. You have to shift the narrative, and that makes it easier for you to actually take action every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Because on the days you don't feel like taking this action, those are the days that it really counts, and those are the days that matter. So get it done and start proving to yourself every single day by taking action that you are the main character. Those actions are going to shift your belief system, and they're going to make you believe that actually I am the main character of my life. Actually, I do have the ability to change anything that I don't like at any moment in time. Leading me to action step number 5, which is, I think that a lot of us, we go through these periods where something happens that we don't like, or we take a rest day, and then one rest day turns into, oh, I haven't been to the gym in a month. And that's where having these core values and core goals and just like being a resilient person comes in. You have to be a person that even if something comes up, you still get back on the horse and you keep going. Just because you have one little hiccup or one little fall or one little thing happen, someone says something to you in the gym that you didn't like, so you just stop going forever, that's not going to do you any good, and that's not going to lead you to this growth that is required to become the main character of your life. And the one thing that I've been doing and reminding myself is that, I don't know if you guys have seen this picture, I'll insert it if I can, but we are only in March now. Literally, this is how much of this year that we've had. We still have all these months. So are you going to actually let what's happened in these past 3 months dictate how the rest of your year is going to go? Or are you just going to keep every single day putting in the work? Because it's going to be December of 2024, regardless on if you still go to the gym, regardless on if you still make the changes to start feeling better about your life, and regardless on if you keep the promises that you already made to yourself. December 2024 is going to come. Another year is going to pass us up regardless. Time doesn't stop for anybody. So regardless of what happens within these months, and I don't want it to sound like I'm not an empathetic person, because I know certain things happen to our mental, but it's like when we start to, you know, say that, you know what, I'm going to take a week off, and it turns into 1 month, 2 months, 3 months because this one thing happened to you, that's when you're going to find yourself January 2025 trying to build this whole plan for yourself so that you can start loving the life that you're living. And I don't want that to happen this year, and I'm actually making it my business. Like, regardless, you guys know I've been doing the 12-week year. I haven't uploaded a vlog in a while because I got some little changes happening. Hopefully I'll be able to speak on it soon. But regardless of what happens, like if I had a bad week this week or a weird day or just something was off, it's like tomorrow's a new day. It's a new chance for you to start again with your goals. It's a new chance for you to be that main character of your life and start making changes to where you can, you know, be excited about life and love the life that you're living, and that this is going to get you closer to your dream life. I hope that you guys are able to apply every single action tip that I mentioned, because when I say that becoming the main character, and even if it doesn't feel like it in the beginning, but just faking it till you make it, it really is life changing, and it really is a very easy way to start expressing yourself authentically and like romanticizing the life that you're living in, because you literally only get one. So it's like, why not wake up every day and feel like you're that girl? Why not wake up every day and feel like you are the main character, you are the creator, you do get to call the shots in this world, because it is your world, and at any given time you can make any changes that you want. You have everything that you need. You know exactly what you need to do, and I hope that you guys really did enjoy this video. I will see you guys in the next one, and of course I love you so much, and thank you for 10K subscribers. Just thank you for 10K subscribers. Like, I remember in 2020 or 2021, what's it, 2022? In 2022, I had made like a little mini vision board, and on there I had put that I had 10K subscribers, because I always like to write my goals as if they're already finished and done. And now that I'm sitting here at 10K goals, it's like I still feel the same. And I think that's where faking it till you make it comes in at, because if you get delusional about your goals and you convince yourself that they've already happened, and I mean, you have to push past delusion and make it a belief. When you get to that point, when the thing actually comes and when the thing actually happens, you don't feel any different because you've already convinced yourself that you've already have it. And it's so crazy, and that's a whole nother topic in itself. But I will see you guys in the next video.